Freedom. This is Joe Walsh. I got news for you, Joe Walsh. Yes, it is their job to investigate if they think there's a credible reason to go at them. That's what the Insight Committee does. But you really think there's any credible? You really think this is more than nothing burger? Because you're wrong, it's a nothing burger. There's nothing there. They're going after his son. They're going after him. These are extreme measures. They're going after him more so than Watergate with Nixon. This is not Oversight Committee. If you're going to sit there and say this is just them doing their job, will you the last 8 years on Hillary? Will you in the last 8 years of Aberdeen? Will you in the last 8 years of the other people like Bill Clinton and Lynch and Page and Strzok? Are you telling me this is just routine? What was the oversight when the left did all this real collusion, this evidence of this suspect collusion, this hanging on a prayer collusion, this only 2% chance of collusion they'll investigate, but 100% chance of Hillary collusion, Lynch collusion, where you can guarantee there's collusion, the evidence is strong, it's almost 100%. You can prove Benghazi, you can prove all this other stuff. The tarmac gives you more suspect than Trump's 2% chance of being guilty. And this is what you're saying, oh, they're just doing oversight, Mr. Joe Walsh. You can say Trump's abusing his power. No, he ain't abusing his power at all. It's Congress that gave him the power to abuse. So the problem isn't Trump, the problem is the 1976 law that gives him the right for national emergency. But Trump has the right. It's not irrelevant to say national emergency. What, the people in Texas think it's not a national emergency? Of course that's not true. Of course they think it's a national emergency. Smugglers, the sex traffickers, they're smuggling over the border, foreigners of illegals. I get the emergency was 1986, and so we're just now dealing with it. I mean, how much of an emergency? It's still bad. It's still coyotes, still all kinds of stuff happening to people. We're not hearing about it. They're not reporting on it. It's just in Texas, maybe, or the cities on the go. Go to Phoenix. Go to Dallas, Texas. Go to Houston. Go to Santa. Go to Austria. Go to all these places, man. And tell me it's just stories that will tell you it is an emergency, that no one's listening, and it's not making the news. Joe Walsh, I get it. Disagree with him on going after drug companies. Disagree with him on paid leave for maternity women. Go after Trump on tariffs. Go after Trump on serial job. You disagree with him. But this stuff is like, damn, it's wrong. It's not about right or left. It's about, would you want this kind of oversight on you? People going after you and you know you did nothing wrong and aggressive try to take you down and ransack your place and get a warrant to just come in there and invade and go onto your property and get all this information because they can't. Just with no proof or any kind of evidence to get a court warrant, just to get a warrant to ransack your place like they did Michael Cohen's office. You think it's all okay? It's not okay. Defending Michael Cohen. I'm just saying what they did to him is not right. Even though I don't like Michael Cohen, the way he's behaving is wrong, and what he's doing to Trump is wrong, and I can't stand the dude. But it still doesn't mean they have the right just to ransack the place. I mean, come on, what happened to our civil liberties? I guess that's okay, because there are other something that you still think is true. Joe Walsh, do you actually believe this garbage? Joe Walsh, how do you believe this is true? What evidence do you have of this being true? This is not true, man. There is no evidence that this is true because I don't know how you can say there is or isn't. And Joe Walsh, I got news for you. I am a staunch defender of the Constitution. I'm just telling you as I see it, and as I see it right now, and I'm just honest with how I see it. And I can be for the Constitution and still have this position as well at the same time about them being oxymorons to one another. Because this is the truth, and you know what? Someone's got to say it. The Congress access or use the Constitution because Congress won't let him. Hey, if it doesn't pass and the votes go downward, that's fine. If he doesn't get what he wants, that's fine. The checks and balances are supposed to be like, if it's something good, you pass it. If you think it's something bad and the country shouldn't do it, then you vote it down. But you don't sit there and not let him have his issues being addressed. What is the point of having a State of the Union if they're not going to take up his business, whether it passes or not? They're not even going to take it. You're not going to get rid of Obamacare unless Trump can be a ruler and a king and get rid of it. You're not going to get rid of Common Core unless Trump just can get rid of it on his own. You can keep trying all you want to. 2 years ago when the married, Paul Ryan didn't want it. Paul Ryan is an open borders crowd. Paul Ryan wants cheap labor, and Paul Ryan is with the donors. Almost every single candidate is to the donors. Other than Mike Lee and Ted Cruz and a few others, I don't really know anyone else that's a conservative right now. They're bought and paid for by the doors. They're corrupt. The problem is Congress is corrupt. And used to deny Trump the right to have his stuff heard. And then, remember when there was a government shutdown and Trump was going to propose something to end it? And before he announced what he was going to propose at 4 o'clock on Saturday, they always says, nope, I don't like it. This Congress is not working with Trump. This Congress will not work with Ted Cruz. This Congress will not work with Mike Lee. You're not going to get things passed through Congress. I support the Constitution. I don't support the ruler and the king. But let's be honest, it's going to require a ruler and a king in order to get stuff done because they don't want to. Unless it's a progressive agenda, they're not going to take it up. They're not going to deal with it. And as much as I'm against Trump being a ruler and king, as much as I think it's wrong, and as much as I think he needs to use both houses of Congress, right now he's not being allowed to use both houses of Congress because House and Senate refuse to pass any of his stuff. We can't take him seriously because some of the stuff that should be passed are not passed. It's because they're just voting no because they're voting no. And if Ted Cruz had been there, they'd vote no on everything as well. If Mike Lee was there, they'd be voting against everything. Because they don't think nothing conservatives are passing anymore is good for the country. Because they don't want limited government. They are socially liberal on social issues. Fiscal labor, even that, they're not really conservative. And we don't got conservative doors. I don't know why, but this is what's happening. Trump's not a ruler and a king. Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you something that's the truth. You can sit there and say, he shouldn't do this, he shouldn't have this kind of power, and you're against it. And then, here's exactly what Joe Walsh said he would do. I'll shut the government down. I'll keep the government shut down. Well, good, keep the government shut down. But where's that going to get you? Nowhere, Joe Walsh. You know why it's going to get you nowhere, Joe Walsh? Because there'll be no airplanes going up. There'll be no TSA members. And no air traffic controllers and the air traffic, so airports won't feel safe. After you shut it down, it'd still be shut down. See, this is something that Joe Walsh does not understand or get, is that they waited 9 months for Obamacare, March 2010 to December 2010. And did they give it up? No. Did they sit there and be like, oh my gosh, this is a long time. Oh my God, I'm just like so exhausted, I can't do this anymore, I'm just going to cave. No. They did not cave. They waited out and they got it. And they got it, man. I can't believe it's been 9 years since this happened. Man, where's the time gone? It seems like it's still 2010. I've been watching Big Brother, with the and it's just crazy with the Quack Pack who won Big Brother. Man, where did that seemed just like it just happened? Now it's like on 10 years since the Jeff season with Jeff and Jordan. But anyhow, the fact is, they waited it out. And since they waited it out, there is no way, since they waited it out, that they're not going to wait this out. They're okay with government being shut down because we'll be blamed for whatever stuff happens. Like if airports shut down, we'll get blamed for the airports being shut down. So therefore, there's no interest for the Democrats to end it because they know no one's going to be responsible. No one's going to blame the Democrats. So let's keep it shut down. And no matter what Joe Walsh wants to say, they're well okay with keeping the government shut down. They don't need it to be open. So Joe Walsh has no answer. Joe Walsh has this, and he said, I'm not capitulating. I don't care punishment because they don't care. If they don't care, then nothing matters. If nothing matters, they ain't going to care. That means they're not going to be looking to negotiate. You have something to negotiate, they have nothing. Because nothing that they want, nothing that they care. Then you say, well, wait a minute, what about AOC, Great New Green New Deal? No, they want that. Yes, I grant you they do. But not at the expense of a wall, They'll hold on to it till there's a Democrat in charge. Then they'll try to pass the Green New Deal. But they're not going to do it now because they don't want to give Trump a victory. They don't want to give Trump the wall. And they don't want to protect the people. Our country is unsafe right now. People are dying. And you know what? I'm sorry, Joe Walsh, but I have the guts to say this. Joe Walsh, blood's on your hands. Blood is on your hands. You are responsible, indirectly, not directly, for the killing of Kate Steinle. You're indirectly responsible for the killing of the cop in Southern California, and you're indirectly responsible for the killing of the girl that went missing in my home state of Iowa. Why I say that and why I can say that with absolute certainty? Because you don't want the wall. Because if you did, you would support President Trump on this. And also because you would just have the government shut down. And you would do nothing to get the wall, because I'll get us nowhere, because like I said, Congress doesn't care. And you know what, Joe Walsh? You can sit there and be like, well, where's the wall, where's the wall? If you can't do it constitutionally, then Joe Walsh, if he was president for 8 years, there'd be a do-nothing Congress. All 8 years ago, it would be shut down, because at the end of the 8 years, there'd still be no government. Like, if Joe Walsh was president, he shuts it down. It's going to be shut down all 8 of his years. And I want to get 8 years, just so the whole 8 years can get blamed on Joe Walsh and see what a failure he is and not able to get anything done, everything passed, and no government. Now, I'm for the government being shut down, but at some point, if it's not working, you can't keep doing the same things with a different result. Because you're not getting a different result. You're not getting no wall. So therefore, you're not willing to do what it takes to protect American citizens. You got to realize that this is a brick wall that's in the way. And if you're not willing to sit there and do what it takes to protect the people, then the people will continue to be unsafe and unprotected. I don't like doing it this way, but they leave us no choice because they gone rogue, because Congress has become anarchy towards the left and the progressive agenda. And Trump has to have this kind of power. That's just why I do support him having the national emergencies power. And even though I said you can push it back if you don't like it or repeal it, I'm still for it, and I'm still saying it should stay, because you know why? Because I want Trump to get the wall. And right now it's the only way. If it wasn't for the National Emergencies Act, he wouldn't be able to. And again, you think that's a little too much power, and maybe it is, and maybe he shouldn't have this kind of power. But if you're going to get the wall, how else are we going to get it? Oh, yeah. 8 years ago, we shut down, and guess what? The wall still wouldn't have the wall. If he was president for 8 years, there'd still be no wall, along with no government. Because he done said if he was president, he would keep the government shut down. If he was president, Joe Walsh said he would shut the government down. I guess it'd be shut down all 8 years, because you wouldn't ever be able to convince him to open it up. So that means they're going to keep it shut down. They're not giving an inch. And you know what? If they're just you got Nancy Pelosi in a truck, and you got Trump in a truck. Trump's going to, it's a crisis happening, and as a semi is waiting into the other semi, Nancy Pelosi's in the truck, LOL, singing, take me to the hospital, take me to the hospital. Because she's singing, take me to the hospital. I mean, she's willing to go to the hospital to keep Trump from getting his wall. That's what she's willing to go to. And I'm not saying Nancy listens to Prodigy, but I'm just doing that to make a point. That's why I brought up that song, Take Me to the Hospital by Prodigy, because that's what she's willing to do. She's willing to go to the hospital. And that song best illustrates that. Take me to the hospital, take me to the hospital. Well, you know what? Trump's like, if you're willing to go to the hospital, you better swerve out of the way, because I'm not moving out of the way. You don't get what they're willing to go. And nothing you can do can stop that. They are pathic, they are psychotic, and they are sick. Ak is the dumbest you-know-what in the planet. And I'll go ahead and say she's a dumb bitch. And a dumb bitch in that whole wide world ever was a bitch. Boys and girls. Now, New York, I thought you had to be pretty smart to make it in New York. I thought you had to have brains to make it in New York, because, I thought New York can eat you up. So you have to be smart, you have to know what you're doing, and you have to be able to make money, right? You're not going to make it in New York. And you're not going to make money being dumb. What could have fooled me, you voted for two dumb people. What was it, Governor Cuomo and Ock? Governor Cuomo and Ock. Oh, there's a third person, Mayor, what's his name? The mayor of New York City. He's a dumbass too. That reason the cops turned their back on him, which was a good thing too. I don't understand. After was it mayor after Bloomberg? Not Bloomberg, but the mayor after Bloomberg. But you know what I'm talking about. I just got a brain freeze right now. But God, you voted for three dumb people. The mayor of New York is dumb. The governor of New York is dumb. Cuomo and Ock. God, you people are dumb. You guys have no brains. Then you sit there and you hear so much. You come to my state of Florida and you turn it blue almost. Because guess what? He almost lost that stupid idiot, that black guy. That black guy. He almost lost to that black guy, man. What's wrong with you, man? I mean, I love my governor. That is now the governor. But I can't believe, man, you caused him to almost lose to this black man. I got brain freeze on him too now, which I'm good. I don't want to remember his name. But I'm glad we got the governor we got, you know? The conservative governors who we should have. But we almost had the lefty governor. Because all you New Yorkers come down to Florida and almost turn our state blue because it was that close of a governor's race. It was that close of a governor's race, man. Damn you people. You're ruining our state. And then Rick Scott, who had him like in a hospital stuff and think he should have gotten punished for the hospitals, almost lost to Bill Nelson. Oh my God, you almost lost to Bill Nelson. You turn our state blue because you're voting against your own interest. Oh my Lord, man, you're ruining this country and there's nothing we could do about it. And I don't foresee us constitutionally passing anything ever again because Congress is going to keep us out. So it's either Trump is taking the side of the progressive agenda. They're taking the side of the Democrats. The Constitution is a noose around Trump's neck. The Constitution is going to keep from Trump doing anything further in his remaining 2 years. Courts are going to stop him. He can try to keep doing the law if he wanted to, but the courts would say you can't do that. You know that you're breaking the law. And he would throw probably all those construction workers in prison. He's tried for 2 years. Then you got that stupid Stu, what's his last name? Stu, from the Glenn Beck program. Stu Bozier. Bozier. Saying that he didn't try. Oh yeah, but even if he did, would he gotten anything from Congress that don't want it? They've been ignoring this since 1986. Stu Bozier. Bozier. Yeah, you have a way to get through Congress that doesn't want a wall? Come on, Stu. I dare you, Stu Bozier. I dare you to sit there. If you sit there and have a way to get it through, I dare you, because I don't, you do. How can you sit there, Stu Bozier, say you have a way, don't know, because you don't have a way? It's getting held up. It's getting held up. What more you want him to do? Steve Dace, who's not the ace. He's not ace or nothing. He has no way of getting it through, and he condemns Trump. Oh, and what about Arnold Warmbier? Yeah, go in there for hothead. Joe Walsh. Think that's what he does. We have no testing going on. We have no nuclear testing of the nukes. No nukes coming to the state of California, state of Seattle, Washington, Oregon, Hawaii, or Guam. I don't see any testing over Japan. And guess what? Everything is calm. Yes, we can inspect this. He won't sign a deal. But we gain him to stop the nukes, even if there's no deal. We are still nuke free though, because even though he won't sign a deal to discontinue his nukes, but right now it's just no harm, no foul because he's doing the nukes, but he's not doing them to us. He's just like, I can't end my nuke program, I'm still going to have it. I'm just guaranteeing that's not going to affect the United States in any way, any of the 50 states or Guam. It's not going to be threatened by my nukes or even over Japan. I'm going to have it, but as long as we're still cool and friendly, I'm not going to attack you. But if we're not and you want to get confrontational over a hothead and say, oh, what did you do to Arnold Warmbier in prison? You knew about the head in the prison that put him in a coma and killed him. When he came back to the United States, he died after being in a coma for however many months and then survived. Guess what we would do? That's why you would make a good diplomat, Joe Walsh, because you'd cause him to flip his lid. Then he'd be testing nukes on a daily basis, and then it'd be World War III trying to stop him. Yeah, it really makes real sense, Joe Walsh, to be a freaking hothead. And you keep bringing up Ron Warmbier, and it happened last Thursday. How is that still news when it happened last Thursday, and you're still talking about it? You're still talking about it, Joe. It's Thursday. It's not Thursday no more. It's Tuesday. But he still hasn't moved on from our warm beer. Speaking of our warm beer, you know what it sounds like? Warm beer. Warm beer to Joe Walsh and dumping on him. No, I'll give him a crappy beer to dump on him. That's right. I'll give him the worst beer ever, Milwaukee's best, which actually is Milwaukee's worst. And I'll dump it all over him. Make sure it's warm and kerneling, and then I'll dump it all over him. And then he can smell like a warm beer brewery as he goes to the city of Chicago. Maybe he can put his make hat on so he can fucking get beat up, because clearly, Mega's beat up people in Chicago. Actually, you can test it out that actually it's the opposite. Opposite. It's Trump supporters that get beat up in Chicago. Jesse Smollett. He belongs in a toilet. Yes, I said it. He belongs in a toilet. Flush that little piece of garbage. You're off the last 2 episodes of the season, and they're not bringing you back next year. Goodbye. Your empire days are done. You lost your entire empire. Stupid moron. I mean, there's not that many Trump people there. Why would they sit there and do that? That doesn't even make sense. And I'm glad Charles Barkley roasted you on Inside the NBA a couple weeks ago. That was funny. He roasted you during the halftime show. No, I'm here to tell you right now, you are stupid, Joe Walsh. You need to get a brain. And I am honest with you right now. You are a never Trump wannabe that wished you were. You have a remorse of not being a never Trumper. You wish you were never a Trumper, don't you, Joe Walsh? You wish you were a never Trumper. But you voted for Trump because I have sources on Twitter that say you were. And tweets that people retweeted, you did vote for Trump. You're acting like you didn't vote for him. Maybe you wanted to be like Steve Dace and Rich Rowley and David French and Joe Goldberg and Eric Erickson and Ben Shapiro and Glenn Beck and Pence who actually didn't vote for him. Maybe you wish you didn't vote for him, but you did. Now you want to be with them. Why? Why are you jumping on them for and piling on the Trump? Well, maybe there's something there with this this real collusion, and I'm here to tell him to go after Hillary. You're talking about this oversight, this so-called oversight that they have. Where in the heck are you not saying, where's the oversight with Hillary Clinton and Aberdeen and Lynch and Hillary and Page and Strzok? Now where's the oversight now? Hey, where in the heck is the oversight? Yeah, I don't want it to be an oversight. I get it, but this has no place being in social networking. But after watching the Joe Rogan, Tim Pool interview of Jack Dorsey, I don't know what else to tell you, man. And then the person that was on with him is a black girl that I forget her name or she's a, whatever. He's a colored person, but I forget her name. She was on there with him, who works with him on Twitter. I don't know the answers, but I know that the Fremont can't resolve this because we can sit there and talk to the cows going back like there's no problems. There's just a little bit of tweaking we need to do. People still don't get banned. It's not free speech. We don't sit there and have the right to be on Twitter. They're going to sit there and put us in ghettos. So all people hear is after stuff, and then we're done because everyone's going to want progressivism. And we'll be forever and ever the rest of our times. We'll in the Middle East are 1-1, and we're not going to be able to stop it. In the Middle East is like Sharia law. Then you got fascism from Germany. You got communism from Venezuela, Cuba, and China, and that's what they're going to turn us into. And we're not going to be able to do anything about it because everyone's going to want this because we're brainwashed to wanting this already. They're getting rid of us, so the left is all they hear. If they're hearing one thing only, and we're all in Gab, just an own little ghetto, then we're going to lose everyone to Twitter because we're on Gab. And so conservatives are on Gab and the leftists are on Twitter. And then guess what? We just don't reach them anymore. And then guess what? We're done. I'm not saying you shouldn't go on Gab and get a Gab account. But to lose and to leave the Twitter and Facebooks of the world is just dumb because we're going to lose the leftists. Go on Gab if you want. Go on Steemit. Go on BitChute. Go on DTube. I don't care. But to leave these liberals ones is just stupid because we're going to lose the footing. Then we're going to lose our country. I don't know the answer because society's not taking care of itself. Because of Jack Dorsey and the bad influences that he is, he's saying that they can weaken his legislate all this. Like aka legislative from Jack Dorsey. He wants to think he's God, he's government, he's gonna regulate what you say and do on there. He's gonna be like he's the government, he's the God. Then every time you don't like something, just go tell your daddy Jack Dorsey and he'll kick you off of Twitter. You don't like it, you'll get a strike. Oh, 3 strikes and you're out. So I messed up once. I get 2 more, I guess I'm gone. I got a 12-hour bed, man. So 2 more, I'm gone. You know, Jack Dorsey, fine. If I'm gone, I'm gone. I'm not going to like it. I can't get Trump stuff anymore. But you know what? That's fine. Whatever it is, whatever it is. I guess it's still on Facebook until I'm banned on there. Because I don't really say anything enough to get banned on there anymore. Since I don't friend request people anymore, so I don't care to have friends anymore. You know, I don't need them like I used to thought I did. That I'm no longer getting banned for that. For harassing them on friend requests. But here's the thing. I am going to tell you something that this is ridiculous, man. Our culture, our country, we're losing it. We're losing it. I am a free market person as far as the idea of a free market and what that entails. I'm for the idea of a free market, but right now, I don't know how the free market can survive this because the leftists is going to continue to divide until we're gone. Until all they want is progressive stuff. Until everyone's just all about progressive and the progressive way of life. And then all we're going to do is get ran over. I mean, we can't. I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of colleges and universities that's going to lose public funding because they won't allow Ben Shapiro there, and they won't allow people that are students there have their talk to people. I think that we are. I don't know what the answer is, man, but this is crazy. We can't even have a talk that we have to legislate free speech in college campuses. We're almost done as a country, man. And the society is just too brainwashed the other way. I don't know how society can take this. It's getting too big. We need to morph to the Megazord. Of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. But the Megazord, unfortunately, is government. That's what the Megazord is. And you know, Joe Walsh, the Democrats figured out what kryptonite is. Superman... kryptonite is the green goo. Well, you know what it is to you, Joe Walsh? It is the Constitution. That's your kryptonite. So what they do is they just keep you from the Constitution and say, you know what? We're not going to constitutionally do anything. We'll filibuster it, we'll vote it down, or we won't even take it up to begin with. And we'll make sure that no Republican will be able to move anything through Congress again. And we're going to be a gridlock, and we're just going to sit there and not represent the constituents and the voters that put us there. Now, how's that not against the Constitution? You have to represent the people. You work for the people. You represent the past. But you got no right to sit there and just censor and to take away and not allow us to have a chance at what we want to have. We have every right to what we want. And if you're not even going to make a conscious effort to try to pass our stuff, then what is wrong with you? It may not pass, but at least sit there and be like, oh, okay, I'm automatically not passing anything. Like, how is that okay with people? They're there to work for us, and they're not even doing anything. We want limited government. We voted for limited government, and then nope, we're not getting limited government. They're going to sit there, and the government's going to enact tyranny. They're going to enact tyranny. If they can't vote tyranny through, then they just won't take up conservative issues and enact tyranny indirectly by not passing any issues that eliminates the tyranny. Government's they can't regulate you, but then they'll stop and passing stuff that'll give you more freedoms. So whatever they can still regulate, they will. Like, they'll make sure you have in the school system, and so you're dumb and your kids don't know how to do math. 2 plus 2 is not 3, no matter how many times you try it. Or definitely 2 plus 2 is not 5. 2 plus 2 is not 5 either. You know, I don't know what's going on, man. You know, it's like they're not doing anything for you. They're not doing anything for the American people. This is crazy. This is lunacy, man. Our country is being hijacked by the conduit of condolines of the Congress that is fucking hijacked by the cartel that wants to run things and wants to push the progressive agenda, and then the donors are sitting there pulling the strings. They're working for them, and they're not willing to do anything the American people want. If the Congress actually worked for you, and if you vote in conservatism and they actually, push conservatives' agendas, it's like maybe it would be a lot better country, but right now we're not. Then you mix that with the company of free speech, and then they're freaking doing the bane of the government through these social sites. It's like the enemy within, and they're pushing free market tyranny where they're trying to regulate what you say or do. They're trying to regulate where you get a bank card. They say, well, you can't have a bank card if you're a gun-toting American who is an IRA member. You can't get a bank card. I don't deny you access to have money in the Bank of America or Chase. Or if you're freaking not 21, you can't buy a gun at freaking, Walmart or Dick's Sporting Goods. See, this is the problem. I'm not for it being 21. I only said that I was because it's not safe even 16-year-olds to be able to buy a gun if you make it safe. But until you make it safe, that's why I said I wasn't for the gun age, what it was, and why I would support reluctantly it being 21 like Rick Scott. Because it's not safe. When we sit there, psychotic people, are people that harass people, are threaten people, are put people's lives in danger, are ex-felons, and all of the above, and you don't take away the gun when they're clearly stalking or harassing, or they're ex-felons, or again, all of the above, like I said, and they don't take the guns away, or not all the schools that don't have security guards still don't have them, armed guards. Or teachers that want to be armed still not allowed to be armed. Or if you're not making it safe because you don't take away guns from people that need to be Baker-acted. And people that are Baker-acted, and once they're let out, they're still allowed to keep a gun. Or why was Nicholas Cruz still allowed to have a gun? He has record after record after record and still allowed to have a gun. Just talking about it makes the guy famous, so me saying his name is not doing it, so I don't care. I say his name. Who cares? It's not safe right now in these current conditions because they're not enforcing these rules. They're not enforcing the guns away from people that shouldn't have them. If they did, and anyone that clearly had a record or clearly was a danger to themselves or others, and they took guns away from them, because every one of these shootings, clearly there was a record, and they didn't remove the guns. If they just removed the guns, then I wouldn't support the 21-year-old age limit that Rick Scott did. But I would actually support it because it's not safe. Make it safe. Take away the guns from the people that are dangerous to themselves and others that clearly have a record or felons from jail. Then I would be for it even being 16 the age to buy a gun. But until it's safe, that's why I said 21. It's not because I want to be 21. It's because it's just not safe. And even 21 is just a delay. Because even 21 doesn't mean that they got their brains about them. So it doesn't mean that they're still safe. They may still want to continue to misuse a gun. But you know what? There's nothing we can do about it. But at least it gives a chance to grow up, maybe mature. Because their right chromosome isn't developed yet. Maybe 21, maybe they can think now. I don't know. But the point is, we are not doing anything. And why is with all these companies being progressive? Why is most of these companies run people that support Democrats? Why is that? Because that's what's ruining the country. That's what's ruining the free market to where I can't be a free market absolutist because these companies are doing something I don't agree with. Days at the latest, they're the insurance companies and pharmaceutical companies on bid. I mean, that's not great either. I don't support the government getting one turn on what they can charge, but I also know they're intentionally doing this because they profit off of prices being high, and you gotta go to Toronto and Canada in order to get a cheap drug price. Then, I mean, that's not good either. I don't know the answer. I don't want the government in there, but I know people are choosing between their mortgage and drugs. That's not good either. I mean, so it's not so cut and dry. And when the free market chooses to go progressive to get you addicted to the government, which is why companies are not paying you a decent wage no more. Jobs that used to be making 7 figures, now people are only making 3 or 4 figures because they want you living off the government. That's why. So and they want you not making they want you making less. Plus, they're not offering full time anymore. Most of the positions are now part time because they want you living off the government. They want you to be on public housing and on food stamps. This is what they're supporting. This government is not going in a healthy direction from the free market side. Free market is going us to tyranny and government and progressivism because they're making it so you're a victim. And what's making you a victim is, well, I can't make it or I'm struggling to make ends meet. So everyone becomes a victim. Everyone's a victim because I can't make it or I can't do this or I'm broke or I'm this or I'm that. So they're telling everyone to do it. Like everyone's a victim now. I can't believe this. Like most of the millennials now, all they see themselves as a victim. They're a victim. They're a victim. Everyone's a victim now. We're in a victim mentality. And when more and more people become victims and they spread that on Twitter and Facebook, that I'm a victim, and through all the avenues they can, and through their vlogs on YouTube, they have a YouTube channel, everyone just is a victim now. All everyone is a victim. Why is everyone wanting to be a victim? I don't understand this victim mentality, this victimhood. It's just spreading like it's a freaking cancer, spreading like a wildfire, a bug from glass to glass to glass, house to house to house. I mean, God, this victim mentality. I mean, our country is going victim mentality, and the dad not being in the home and paying his welfare checks, and I mean paying his money to the kid and not being part of the house and broken homes and mothers raising a kid by themselves. I mean, and then kids, the way they talk to their parents nowadays, and they give them lip, and they talk to them in disrespectful ways. Our culture is going to hell, man. I don't know the answer, man, but this isn't good. Our country isn't going in a good direction. But I'm definitely tired of these never Trumpers, wannabe Trumpers, used to be never Trumpers, sometimes Trump, whatever you call yourselves, I don't care. Always principled. I'm done with you people. I had enough. And I've had enough of this video for now.